Welcome, welcome, welcome. My goodness, look at this room. I am so happy that you're here to support all of us, but mostly I'm happy that you're here to support an extraordinary.
To the people who aren't really familiar with my work, I really want this to be less about information than it is about heart and spirit today, which is, I think, the theme of this conference, consciousness. And those of you, I just am curious, how many people have read Hidden Truth, Forbidden Knowledge? I'm just curious. So a few people. And I want to share some of the information from that, because I know increasingly people don't read. And boob tube rules. So I meant YouTube. But, well, no, I meant boob tube. But the point I'm making is that most people don't read anymore, and so I'm going to share a few things to sort of set the stage of how I got to be standing here before you. I'm an emergency physician, and long before I ever dreamt of being a doctor, I was a child who had contact with these interstellar civilizations. And I was about 8, 9 years of age, and there was a craft in a bright blue sky like today here, beautiful, in North Carolina, and seamless, sort of saucer, slightly domed disc. And I saw it, connected to it, and I knew at that moment they were people from other planets. Now, of course, my parents discounted it, thought it was just a kid that had seen something and made it up. The boys and I in the neighborhood who saw it, it left an indelible impression. And I became, I don't want to use the word obsessed, focused like a laser on looking into this as a little boy, 8, 9, 10 years of age. And in fact, in my closet in my house, up to about this high from the floor, were stacks and stacks of old Argosy and Life and other magazines that used to have UFO pictures and accounts from the 60s in them. Remember? Those of you old enough? I'm dating myself badly, aren't I? Yeah. So, but you know, as I became an adolescent, I sort of had that fall away. But in the spring of 1973, I had a singular event happen in my life, which I found out isn't uncommon for people who have ongoing contact with these interstellar civilizations. And being kind of a jock kid who thought he was indestructible, you know, teenage boys think nothing will ever happen to them. Well, I had injured my left thigh, and then I bicycled 200 miles in one day. Yeah, long bike ride, and it got it really infected. So I know now as a doctor I had really bad sepsis and infection. And then I bicycled 200 miles back from the beach with this. And I was very poor when I was raised, and I had my own little apartment in high school. So I'm 17 years old, have my own little apartment, washing dishes at a Red Lobster to support myself. And I'm just there so sick. And I suddenly, just one night, I leave, and I'm gone. And I died. But I didn't die. I went on into the worlds of light. But it was a beautiful, non-frightening experience, but strange, because I was raised a very devout atheist. I mean, my parents were like serious atheists. So, and if you couldn't put it in a test tube, it didn't exist, full stop, period. So I thought to myself, wow, there really is divine consciousness and cosmic awareness. And so I went into this state because I was very pure-hearted about it. I was this 17-year-old boy. I didn't have any preconceptions of religion, you know, with an angry man sitting there punishing you for everything you hadn't done perfectly in your life, or all the catechisms of Orthodox religion, because I just wasn't raised with that. So I'd always had this deep love for space and the stars and sort of dreaming. And so I went out into space in my body of light. And there I had amazing experiences with two points of consciousness that were divine avatar beings. way past celestial. And it lasted a long time. And it was something that was shocking to me, but beautiful at the same time. So I just let it all flow through me and accepted it. So my own personal awareness, my individuality became this crystalline thing through which the unbounded consciousness of the great mind was just shining. And I began to realize that my individuality in that could go back and forth as one. And then it became one.